Erik Ten Hag says he hasn't lost any sleep since Ronaldo left. Manchester United manager Erik Ten Hag has said he is not losing sleep over Cristiano Ronaldo's departure from the club. The Dutchman, who took over at Old Trafford last summer, turned things around and quickly won over the fans. The 53-year-old also led the club to their first trophy in 6 years last week, beating Newcastle United to the Carabao Cup at Wembley Stadium. One of the biggest decisions made by the Red Devils boss during his short tenure was Ronaldo's exit from the club following a controversial interview with Piers Morgan. The Portuguese also claimed in the interview that he disrespected the 10 Witches, saying the manager didn't reciprocate the same. The striker left the pitch twice before the final whistle and refused to play a game after being named as a substitute. When Ronaldo, 38, joined Saudi club Al Nassr, Manchester United quickly terminated his contract, making him the highest-paid player in the world. On Ronaldo's retirement, Ten Hag said, "I have my reasons. They are obvious and I know the consequences. This can have negative results. Football is always possible. But I'm not worried. I also slept very well, even those nights." The United boss also claimed he made decisions that were in the best interests of the club and he stands by his decisions, adding that he is not afraid to face the consequences and I have to support them. "I had to deal with the consequences and implications of my decisions, not only in the short term but in the long term. Of course, you don't always have a lot of time. I remember a time when we had 10 days so I could think about which option was best. You always have to think strategically. But that's my job, is my responsibility." United have been on fire since Ronaldo's departure, winning 16 of their 20 games and are currently third in the Premier League table. It's been months since Cristiano Ronaldo left United after his contract ended by mutual agreement. Said Erik Ten Hag failed. "I had my reasons for Ronaldo's departure," the Manchester United boss told ESPN. "They were obvious and I knew the consequences were. This can have negative results. Football is always possible. But I'm not worried. I also slept very well, even those nights." Ronaldo, who was a Manchester United legend earlier in his career, received a lot of attention for his return to the club on a 2-year deal in 2021. There has been public criticism of his manager and others. CNN's Ben Church notes that Ronaldo's relationship with the club began to deteriorate as he reportedly tried to push for a transfer before the season. Old said he felt betrayed when 10 Witches and a couple of people around the club tried to chase him away. "He chose 10 Witches, him, because he doesn't respect me. If you don't respect me, I will never respect you." Also saw Ronaldo walking through the tunnel against Tottenham and time was not up. The club decided not to use him during the next game against Chelsea. 10 Witches went into more detail on their mentality regarding the November split between clubs and star players. "I have to make decisions about promotions for clubs and teams. It's my responsibility. I have to stick to those decisions. I have to deal with the consequences and implications of my decisions, not just short-term but long-term. Of course, you don't always much of the time. I remember during this period we had 10 days for me to figure out which option was best. Always think strategically. But it's my job and it's my responsibility." Ronaldo, who joined Saudi Arabian side Al Nassr after leaving the Premier League club, is now the highest paid player in the world.